Yo YouTube, welcome back to another video. I'm pretty much here. It's the trade strat, and as you can see, I got 250 billion, and it does require these guys monarchs, but I'm saying the two most important monarchs are, of course, Brandon and Uma. You can have him with marksman, ethereal, whatever agenda you want to push, go for it, but marksman works pretty well because you want more range, and it's just about you're using two spells only. You're using despair and the buff, so yeah. Doesn't really matter. If you have marksman, it's pretty decent as well. But I used my range and damage, but I'll show you. I'll go through each burb as well. So we got Brandon, um, Ainz. We got Deadass Sanjiru, Monarch Uma. Astolfo's trade does not matter. Well, we got category as well. Blitz is ideal, of course. Let me just run through the familiars. So familiar wise, we're running a Fu and Astolfo. We're running burbs on. Oh, I can't really just add burb, but yeah, you can see. So we're running. Let's see. This burb on my Uma. You see it has good damage, good crit chance. It's not the best crit damage, but it's not the worst, The only three main essential stats for them is damage, crit chance, and crit damage. And then next up we got Sanjuru. I've got damage, crit chance, and crit damage, of course. Those are the three main ones on Sanjuru as well. So Uma and Sanjuru need similar burbs. The next up we've got Mob. I gave my best burb. You want your best burb to be on Mob. And you can see we got 36, 24, 27, 29. Then next up we've got Ainz. I just gave him damage and range because he doesn't really do that much damage, so pretty much his range is the most important stat you want on him. And then Broly I gave this one because we're going to be using Caloric Stone to bring Broly in, and you can see I got this one, 30% crit damage, 11 crit chance, 22 range, and 22 damage. Of course, if you can give Broly a better burb as well, that's a bit better, you get a bit more damage as well. And then for category you want range as well, so just main stat is range on this. And that's pretty much it for the familiars, I'm not going to say much. Let's just get into this, and yeah, hope this strat does help you guys. So yeah, comment down if you have anything that you want to replace. And also, when you guys mention replacement, stop saying, how do I replace category? Because you can easily trade for him. His value is like nothing, You guys can easily trade for a category. So yeah, don't be asking me for a category replacement. Let's just get into this. Alright, so yeah, this is me pretty self-explanatory. Same as last time. As soon as you can, place your Uma, and pretty much just you have to click rest twice and then give them a damage and what other stat is it? How did I forget? Damage and speed, yeah. So you pick the speed one, double rest, and then speed damage, and then you just go stats one by one, one by one, one by one. And that's all you have to do, man. Just keep doing that for Umas, and you have to focus. You see, as you saw, Floric Stone, bring in Broly in, and you saw the spells that we picked for Ainz. The spells we did pick were the two passion ones, so make sure you only pick those ones. But yeah, that's all you do, put one stat each into your Umas. And if you have good RNG, you should get them up by wave 37, On wave 37, you get them up. See, we all originally thought it was 38 waves, but it's actually 37 waves, if you do it correctly. And yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, as I said. You just keep putting singular stats into the Umas, and of course, you enable whatever you can. You enable all your Sanji moves, by the way. And there's one thing, keynote I want you guys to know. You'll see at the end, I click the yes button very early. But that's misjudgment, because you'll see where the summons hit is where the real location of the Kazi is. You'll see. I'll mention it towards the end when it actually matters. Yeah, make sure you go one stat at a time. If you want to have a wave 37 maxed out Uma, you can only afford to fail once. I think. Or maybe if you fail once, it goes to 38 waves, which isn't still too bad. But as soon as this boss spawns, make sure you start slowing him. You can see I took so long, but we're still able to kill him. So you stall him as soon as possible. Place a category on him and just set him to boss. You see I did it very late, but doesn't really make a difference. As long as you do it at some point. Around this point is perfect. Well, of course, doing it earlier is better, of course. But yeah, you want to keep doing the singular stats. And yeah, you just keep upgrading, and of course, after the next stat allocation, you want to max your Umas. And yeah, at this wave 16, you should have Umas maxed. You place a Stofo here, and you go from this point to where, of course, near units, and you only upgrade him again once you see he's at 1.5 range. If he gets to 1.5 range, that's the point of when you want to upgrade him. You see 1.5 range, and what that allows you to do is have all your units in range, or in Heinz's range, get a discount. So it gives Broly a discount, and it also gives Mob a discount. And from here, of course, you allow your Umas to kill this boss pretty easily. So yeah, you just keep allocating stats into them, and you want to move those stuff to this the Uma, or horse girls, I guess. I don't even know what to call them. Just call them Uma? Yeah, I guess call them Uma. But then yeah, you also want to save enough yen to when you can max upgrade or get Mob to his second last upgrade. So yeah, as soon as wave 21 hits, you upgrade Mob into his second last upgrade. So yeah, we're just waiting for Yen now. You can see we're getting Yen very fast. So put these stats into him, and then of course quickly upgrade Mob to here. You can see he gets 100% stress meter, and he's at like roughly 500k DPS. And then you put a category onto this Bicon. You max this Mob, and you can see his DPS is at 594k. It's so crazy. And you just keep putting the stats in, allocating the stats. And here I was thinking, do I go for Broly or Ainz? But yeah, you want to upgrade Ainz next, because of course upgrading Ainz next means you can have Despair on these mobs, which means there should be less leaks. You'll see what I mean. I did set that category over there set to last, so he would go from the front where he is, of course, to the very back. And of course you see we got a Stofo here. You want to use the spear, and of course that's when you go to Ainz. But yeah, once you spear, You don't spellbook the Uma, by the way. You just put your money into irons, of course. Wave 24, you want to use your domain as well. Remember that, wave 24 is very important. And once you have irons covering pretty much the bends at the right, the little square, that's pretty much when you stop upgrading him. So yeah, you'll see. So upgrade 8, I think, is when you stop. Yeah, upgrade 8. As long as he's hitting all enemies in his range, all the enemies that's on the map, it's perfect like that. So you get this upgrade in, and yeah, that's when you just stop upgrading him. You don't have to upgrade him anymore until later on. And that's why I was saying that if you have a marksman irons, it's still equally as good because you can see from here, the monarch is not really doing much. His damage is mid, he does like 4 billion damage total enemies, so he's just purely there for support. But yeah, make sure this is where it gets RNG wise. You have a 10% chance to fail. So you have to make sure each stat is pretty much equal. So let's say you go for 2 in damage, 2 in crit chance, no, 2 in damage, 1 in crit chance, and 1 in cost. You'd go swap the order and keep maintaining all of them on the same playing field. So they're all at the same score each time. And yeah, from there you just keep going, and then wave 37 hits, they should be maxed, by the way. You can see we can put 2 into crit chance now, and next time we'll put 2 into cost. But yeah, here at wave 29 you should have Broly maxed, and set him to first to let him just follow whoever's first. And you can see what we did before. We had one Astolfo, one Katakuri set to last, and now he's at the very front, or this enemy spawn. So when this next boss spawns in, he can slow it instantly. And then you want to sell these two over here, these two Katakuris, and move them here, set to last. So place one, set to last, and then of course place the other as soon as the boss spawns. So you need to have quick reaction time for this. So you can see this one set to last. And this one as soon as the boss spawns, as soon as you see it, place it, upgrade a bit, and then set to bosses, and then set these both to bosses. And now it's just about using your unit manager to upgrade all 3 of them to upgrade 8, and just keep putting stats into Umas, making sure that each stat is pretty equal. So you're allocating the stats pretty evenly. And yeah, as soon as you see all your categories to upgrade 8, you don't have to do much. You just focus your Umas, and they'll get a point to where you need to sell your category. And this is because Irons creates a ghost, and that ghost pretty much just mimics what the unit was doing at that upgrade. So yeah, we'll just be following this Kazi as well. So you have 4 categories following this Kazi. So that's pretty much all you have to do. And now you just keep stalling. Just pray your categories don't mess up at all. You can see there are a few leaks, but the summons will kill them, and irons will be applying despair onto them. So yeah, you're gonna put the rest of your money into irons. Yeah, you can see we're at this point, we're very close. Just 2 more waves and we'll have this unit maxed out. You see, we did sell that category, and we upgrade this one over here, set to bosses, and now you can see he's at upgrade 8, and we have 4 categories following this boss. So this boss should not have a single chance to even sprint off. It should be getting slowed by 4 categories, of course, for now. And then, of course, wave 37, all your slots should be max, world champion, and then your Uma is at, yeah, it's going crazy, you know. But yeah, you want to spear the enemies back there, and you apply your spellbook onto your Uma, and that's where we saved it. That's where we saved the spellbook. And you can see Uma's at 3.7, was it 7.7, I think? And you set your roller to last, by the way. And as soon as you hit wave 39, you turn auto skip off. And now this is what I was talking about before. You can see, we'll let the summon hit. You see where the summon hit? That is the real location of Kazi. You'll notice it here, look, you see? Summon goes past Kazi, and it hits a random entity, and that's Kazi's true position. So you can see where it hits. You see, look, the true position is a bit slightly, it's like 3 seconds behind. Look, you'll see it with this one. The true position is where they're standing right now, the categories. So yeah, I could have went to like 24 seconds, no, 20, or even 22, you can see. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, like, subscribe, and you'll see you in the next one. Peace.